Welcome back to Her Standards. Now, this is the show that highlights stories of women trailblazers, women role models, and women who will definitely inspire you. Today, there is a woman in studio who you need to know. She is none other than Eunice Mathu, the CEO and editor-in-chief of Parents Africa. Parents Africa is Kenya's longest running magazine. We're so privileged to have her with us here today. We are talking about so much. Just before we took a break, we were looking at the process of, coming up with this magazine. It has been a whole 35 years since the first copy hit the printing press. You can only imagine how much work, sweat, and tears it has taken her to keep this business afloat for all these years. So if you want to engage us, talk to us, if you have any feedback, if there's a woman you think we need to profile on our show, you can actually get in touch with us on KTN Home across all platforms, or you can just talk to me directly. Queen Tambori on Facebook, Queenie Saina on Twitter, and Queenie Mbori on Instagram. I'm also available as Queen Tambori on LinkedIn. Eunice, karibu sana. Are you on social media?
I think I try to shy away from that.
Why not? You?
Well, I am, but I use the office or whatever. I tell them, you do that. I don't want to be personally on social media because.
So you have a team behind it. Do you occasionally update?
No. I actually don't do that. I don't do that. Other than LinkedIn, that's it. That's the only platform that I keep, and it is by choice.
You are a glam mom, not a grandmom. You just told me you have a 2-year-old grandchild.
Yes, I'm a grandma.
How is that for you?
Oh my God! Let me tell you, I was in that hospital when the baby was born. I was holding that baby and they were crying, and my son also crying. We were all crying in the room. We didn't know why we were crying. The only person who was not crying was the mother.
I was wondering why I'm the one who should be crying.
I'm wondering. I'm just giving you this baby and we are all crying. But I can tell you, it's the most beautiful experience. But we called it. I missed his first birthday. I missed his second birthday, which happened last month.
They're not in the country?
No, they live in the US.
Okay.
But I thank God that I plan to travel in the next couple of weeks to go and spend time with him because when he sees me on screen, he just says, sure. So I wonder how will he feel when he sees
the physical
the real show in person. But he's wonderful. Oh, he's grown so well, and such a pride and joy, and a blessing because when you live to see your grandchildren, you are really blessed. We pray to see our children grow, and then our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. But God takes you through those steps. So I've seen my grandchild, and I'm so
very happy. Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We can't wait. We have, God willing, a couple of more years to come.
You will get there.
Right. Yeah. But just talking of family, do you think the family unit is in some form of attack, or is it under siege? I know you do a lot of, you feature lots of families on the Parents magazine cover, different types of family, bearing in mind how the society is changing. What do you think about what's happening to our families today?
I think families are attacked from very many aspects, not just one.
Yeah.
Number one, when you have a poorly performing economy like we have, I think that has brought in so many other dynamics. Because, for example, in our cultural traditions, men are supposed to be the providers. Oh, men were brought, no, they're not supposed to be actually. They were brought up to think that they are the providers.
Yeah.
And so, when you're not able to provide, you feel you're not money now. And you see, we also have now women who are more entrepreneurial. There's no woman who will sit in her house when her children don't have anything to eat. She will go and pick tomatoes and sell tomatoes. Yeah. So a woman is able to thrive in this kind of economy. Our men have not. And then what has happened from there? Yeah. Because of all these frustrations and the stresses, people have moved to alcohol. So there's so much alcohol, particularly our young people. You see it on TV all the time, women demonstrating that they have not seen their husbands. Or their husbands are not there for them.
Yes.
So why is this happening? There's this onslaught. Then also, the moral values of our society have also changed. And I believe that as parents, we have a role to play here. Because a lot of parents have left teachers to be the ones to train their children. And that is not their role. Yes, they teach their children, and they do these things, but what is your parental role? And why has this come about? Because we are also now all so busy, hustling, trying to get, food on the table, trying to, if you're a young woman, you're a career woman, you want to perform so well so that you get to the next level, you get to the next appointment. So for you children, if you have them, yes, because we all want to have children, and then you employ somebody to take care of the children, you only come home late. So the family is under attack from all angles. And I think we really need to rethink. And I think even our institutions that should be instilling values, moral values, like our churches, our mosques and what have you. I don't know whether they are too geared towards, preaching the word itself, which is good, but then that word, who is receiving it? Because if you don't have people to, who can sit and receive that word and digest it, interpret it, and translate it into their families, it doesn't happen. So we definitely, families are attacked. We need to rethink, and particularly young children. This is where you see a lot of people, even people my age, by the way, I have a lot of friends, and I have somebody, you live with somebody for 40 years, and you wake up one morning and you say you are leaving them. What is it? And when you dig deep down, it really is nothing much. It's just that it reaches a point where somebody feels, I'm better off living on my own. Why do I have this man or this woman in the house? Then young people, for them, marriage is trial. You get into marriage. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you walk away. I can think of about 10 weddings I've attended in the last 10 years. And we are no longer together. They're no longer together. And so we also have, a lot of children growing outside that family unit of mother and father. And we also have a lot of single parents. And they're doing a great job. By the way, I admire the single mothers in this country because they are doing a real great job. But we also feel that these children need a father figure.
They need a father figure.
Yes.
Which brings me to, the question, there's been accusations and counter-accusations about the fate of the boy child and how that we are making too much noise to empower the girl child and we have left the boy child behind. What do you think of that?
You know what? Number one, I'm a big crusader of uplifting the girl child. Yeah. But I also feel that we have done so much uplifting our girls, and perhaps we have left the boys. And I even want to start at a very, the level down there. Say, for example, when young people are getting married, we as mothers are very, good at talking to our daughter.
Yes.
And mothers form themselves. Yes. What happens to the boy? The fathers are not there for the boy. So the boy gets into this marriage. The girl is so empowered to go and know what marriage entails. The boy comes in. He has no idea. That is number one. Number two, because of the empowerment of the girl child, and it has to continue, girls are so powerful. You have seen the kind of people now who are taking over senior positions, and they are able.
Yes.
It's because they have been so empowered. But in between, have we left them out? And I'm a crusader of the girl child. I was one of the founding trustees of Starehe Girls Center, and I'm so proud of that school. But also looking at what we are doing, I'm also the chair of another foundation, the Kenya Community Development Foundation, and we have a boy empowerment program because we realize this is also so crucial. And mentorship. Our boys need mentorship.
And who should be entrusted with this responsibility? We women, the men in their lives, the father figures, or everybody?
I think the father figures, number one, have to take that front seat. Because if as a mother, and I talk to my boys, I have 2 boys and 1 girl. Yeah. But on the other hand, when I talk to them as a mother, But if the father steps in and talks, they kind of now see a different, because I'm not a man. Yes, certain things that men only know.
You have no idea.
I have no idea. Yeah. So men have to take charge of that. However, we have all got to get involved. The teachers, the communities, and of course the mothers. And I think the mothers are doing their job and doing their job very well. Yeah.
But the fathers need to step
But the fathers are absent. They're too busy making money.
I hope the fathers are listening. No, we have.
I hope they are.
Please make money, but also create time for the children.
Oh yeah, and you know what, children, that's your legacy. It doesn't matter how much money you have.
Yeah.
If you leave children who are not able to look after that money that you have made, you have left no legacy.
Oh,
So
maybe you need to say that again.
Yes, you need to be whatever you are building. Bear in mind because nobody will be buried whatever they have. So when you die, who is going to take care of this? And look again at the turmoil that is in our country when people die, particularly the wealthy. What happens? But as in court, people are fighting, children are fighting, just because, again, parents forgot to prepare their children on how to manage this wealth that they are building. So let us not make money or building of wealth, the prime thing. To me, you have a responsibility as a parent to educate your children and to bring them up to a certain level, to give them moral guidance. And your responsibility ends there. What you need now is to ensure that whatever else you have, enjoy it. I tell my husband, whatever little we have, let us enjoy it. These guys will make their own. But whatever little is left, let's teach them how to manage it. But I'm not going to live my life to this age trying to work hard to make more money. For what?
Wow, Eunice. Very interesting. Now we want to switch gears a bit into your role as a woman in media and a woman in media leadership. Having started this publication in your 20s, congratulations. I mean, that is a huge, it's not mean achievement. And then you've managed to nurture it and work with it all these years, and it is still standing, because we know someone actually once described Kenya as a graveyard for magazines. They keep coming and they keep dying. Yeah, but parents has stood the test of time. That aside, your role as a woman in media, this industry. We all know this industry. We all know the challenges that women are facing in terms of portrayal, in terms of representation, even in terms of the kind of stories that are written about women in media. You also are founder of some of the big organizations that are fighting for women in media. Why do you think we have that kind of representation in media? What is the problem? What do we need to change as women so that we are able to prosper?
I think, number one, the women in the media today, yes, I'm in the media, but I take a back seat now because I was there many years ago.
Now you're a backbencher.
Yeah, now I'm a backbencher.
Yes.
But when I was there, what did I do? I'm the one who started the media women. What are they called now?
AMWIC, Association of
Media Women in Kenya.
Yes.
I started that
with
a lady who at the time was Salim Noon's wife. They used to do a magazine called what? A magazine? I remember.
Yeah.
And we started that and really made it a real, and another lady who was a correspondent for one of the international organizations.
Yeah.
And we came up with this beautiful idea that women needed to get together, because when you're not together, you really don't have a voice.
There's no impact.
But when you're together, you have a voice. When we started that, and it was really a noble idea, it was seen by the mainstream media women, because we were all in private, the private sector. The mainstream was government, because then there was the KBC, and then there was what was it called, the Kenya, whatever, the editor, the one that was giving news to KBC. It was an organization that had so many employees, journalists. There weren't many women in this private media. And after 1 or 2 years, they came and said, no, we are not going to be led by women forever. I'm not a controversial person. I do things for good, and once you do it, let's hand it over to those who want to do it. And I was very disappointed, because thereafter, the kind of organization went down. But I know that after some time, because I know there's a group of women who came to see me because they wanted now to
revive it.
Yes, and now it is working.
It's working.
But the point I'm trying to make here is, let us stand together as women. Let us have one voice. Let us sit and articulate and say, what is it that women in the media need? You are in the mainstream media. Why don't we have more women as editors? Let's not just have women being given the parenting page or the lifestyle
soft issues,
or the fashion page or the children's. Those are, I look and I see where women are. I want women to be up there. But how do they get up there? Number one, you have to be competent, because no woman should be asking for a favor. But how do you get there? You need to find out what is it that is required. Why are we having breakthroughs in all these other fields, in all these other areas, and yet not
apart
in the
from
media?
media.
We truly do need to see that. Again, we have very good, news readers, news presenters, and everything else. But again, we need to see them, move to those other levels where now they are making the decisions, and they are making decisions even about who they want to hire as part of their teams. So I think nobody's coming to give it to us.
We have to fight for it.
We have to fight for it, but in fighting for it, we must ensure we have what it takes to be able to do that.
I hope someone listened to that. We have to ensure that we have what it takes.
Yeah.
Now, again, Eunice, the media space has really, I don't know that to say it's under attack, or it's under revolution. We are moving from analog to digital, and everybody else is changing how they do their businesses. How has parents, for instance, how has it managed to transform your activities, your production, your news making to suit this new audience, the Z generation and all the ones who don't like reading the hard copy? They are allergic to it, yeah.
It is true that you have to transform yourself because print media is a dying brand. It will take a long time to die in Africa and other countries. But if you look at, when I was starting this magazine, one of the biggest magazines was the Reader's Digest. I was looking at their figures. Dude, that's a magazine that was selling millions and millions of copies and in many different languages. They have now gone digital. Why? Because that is what the readers want. So you'll be left behind if you don't move that direction. So for us as a media, we've also embraced that. We now have an e-paper. We have two very active and excellent websites. The parents' website itself, that is the home to the magazine. And then we have a youth one, Vajietu, for, because you can, the language we use here, the youth don't speak that language. And this is something that you get to learn, that even some of the language you see on social media, written, that they are supposed to be journalistic pieces. When I went to school and learned how to write as a journalist, I would never have allowed that to happen. But I guess that's what people need to read.
What is happening.
We are also very active on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. So we have embraced all that. We have our own video channel. So we have embraced everything, and we are growing that direction.
It's available as parents.
Oh yes,
parents,
yes. Oh, everything is Parents Africa.
Parents Africa.
And the e-paper is also parents. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are there. And you cannot be, if you are left behind, I can tell you in the next 10 years, you will not be there if you don't embrace now the alternative media.
Wow.
Yeah.
What keeps you grounded?
My family. I believe it's my family. What can I say? My family.
All right. So now that you're semi-retired, as you said, so apart from checking into work from time to time, what else do you do?
Number one, I said I thought I was retired until COVID came.
COVID happened. Yeah.
COVID happened, and then I realized, oh my goodness, this thing needs now to be handled. Because when you have a brand like this, and you're the one who started it, I can tell you, if I didn't go back to the office, this magazine would have died in the last 1 year. But I decided, no, we are not going to kill it. Whatever it takes, let me go back. So now I actually work more than I worked before. But I still have a very, very good team. But they needed guidance, they needed the assurance that this thing is here. We don't know how long it's going to be with us. Let us learn to work around it. Let us learn to work, with salaries that we were not working on before. And, that transfer. And once you have a team, because they needed assurance that it will come and it will grow. And we can see there's a light at the end of the tunnel because things are not looking that bad now. But I can tell you last year, there was a time when it looked so desperate. And we were asking ourselves, why do I need to go to the office if there's no income? And you have to look for money to pay the salaries. But we have gone through that now. Now, you asked me what I do other than that. Well, I love nature.
Clearly, yes.
Clearly, you can see. I have very
amazing.
good people here. They do it actually. I don't take any credit for this. I take credit for the plan. But I have very, very good people who do my work. But I'm a tea farmer. So that's another lovely thing that I enjoy doing. But I don't get the opportunity to do as much of that as I want. I want to be there present because I believe if I was present, in my tea farm, putting the amount of time I put here, I'll be making more money there. But there's a time for everything. I love to play golf. So
yeah, it shows.
That's another thing that. I haven't played, by the way, since COVID, because we normally go to Naivashan, play golf there.
Okay.
But the golf course is closed for most of the time.
Yeah.
Now they're open, but you still have to carry yourself. Carrying yourself.
Yeah.
And more so, I don't like looking for my ball. When you don't have a card, you lose your ball, you don't know where it has gone. So anyway, but this is the new, this is the time.
I guess it's more work and more exercising when you do that.
Yeah, one of other things that, when I was retiring, I thought I would do more often. I was doing that, is really to spend a lot of time with my children, and particularly the ones who are in the US. So every year we travel, spend time with them. So the last 2 years we haven't done, but now we are trying to make sure that from this year that starts. With the vaccination now going the way it's going, and we think we can start living our dreams again.
Clearly. Okay. Yeah. A few weeks ago we had a discussion around living or surviving or coping with domestic managers. I know that you had one domestic manager for quite a long time, and I couldn't wait to ask you this question. Some of us young girls and young women, we struggle a lot with living with these people. What was the trick for you? I mean, how long did you have? For 30 years? 35?
Remember the girl who came to pick you from the car?
Yes.
That's Nyambura.
You have had her?
Nyambura brought up my children.
No.
I'm telling you, she's been with me all these years, 36 years now.
What?
That, more than that. Nyambura brought up my children. Nyambura is like a mother to my, in actual fact, my children say we have two mothers. Now, me and Nyambura. And they love each other. My son who lives here, when they moved back, because it was in the US and they moved back, Nyambura said, no, Amba, nobody's going to come and clean your house. I'll be coming. Nyambura goes there twice. I said, don't even ask her. She just calls for a driver to clean the house. I said, no, I don't want people to come to your house and start stealing from you. So that's how they are. They have such a relationship. And she's wonderful. It is God given because it's God sent. Because when you have somebody like that with you, and but I'm also like a mother. To me, Nyambura is family. It's part of our family. Yeah. So that's how it is. And I've been lucky in that sense that we have people. Even if we're talking about our gardeners or our guards, they've been here many years, and even those who live will be living because they have to live because of something. So it's a blessing. But when you talk about
what can we do? How can you help us?
I don't know whether there is any. I think things have changed so much.
Yeah.
And the expectations also of the people we are, you are employing now to look after your children.
Yes.
And also the responsibilities, because if you're expecting your house girl or the person looking after your child to also be the one to do homework with your child and to cook for you and whatever, those things don't go together. One thing I can say is that Nyambura had never cooked here because we always ensure that somebody else to cook. So her responsibility was just children and cleaning the house and taking care of the home. So you have to define actually what you're looking for, because I think this conflict, you cannot blame it very much on the housekeepers. It also has to be the relationship that we are building. And these are the relationships we are talking all around. Relationships are everything.
Everywhere.
It also depends. When somebody comes into your home, are you looking at them as, that's my, and these are my children. When you cook, you're cooking differently,
and serving separately.
Because I'm not saying that you get somebody into your home and they become part of you or part of your family or replace your child, but I'm saying there's a way of building relationships.
Is there any goal you haven't achieved yet? You feel like I still need to do this in your bucket list?
I don't think there's anybody in life who can say that there is a goal they have not achieved. There's still so much I really want to achieve in my life. I want to see my other children. My daughter is not settled yet. I want to settle, and I want to see more grandchildren. I really want to be able to actually retire properly and say I don't have to wake up to go to work. And so that is my headache right now. So what do I retire? What do I do with this brand? And that is now what I'm thinking about. Because I always thought, my daughter, who is a very good writer, she used to write here a column, but she has left it now because she got too busy. I always thought that this brand, I'll give it to her. And unfortunately, our children are not interested in what we do. So, but it's okay because they they are pursuing their
Their
own
dreams.
lives and all that and all that. So now my next thing is to think, when I walk out, because I really want to walk out, do I let it die? Or what do I
No,
do?
it can't
so
die.
how do I
No,
hand
no,
it over?
parents
So
can't
those are the
die.
thoughts that I have, with myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Eunice. This has been so inspirational to me, and I'm sure to our viewers who are watching us from home. Thank you for finding time.
Oh, thank you
And
so much.
welcoming us to your beautiful home. It's really lovely here and warm and cozy. I know it's a chilly afternoon, but it's really
That's why we
nice.
have a fire over there.
Very nice. Thank you so much for your time. Do you have any final thoughts before we wind up?
No, just to tell, to encourage women to be themselves and to really aspire to be what they want, but to know that you don't get there by seeking favors, but you get there by really working very hard and being focused and knowing, yourself. You have to know yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, that is Eunice Mathu, the CEO and editor-in-chief of Parents Magazine. Clearly, now we understand why we should probably call her the parent of parents, based on the kind of wisdom that is oozing from her. Now, this has been her standards, and we have actually enjoyed your company watching us from home. If you have any comments about the show, if you know any woman who you think we need to feature on this platform, please talk to us if you want. If you have a question or a comment for Eunice, who actually is also wondering what to do with parents once she retires, maybe that would be a good point to, to engage you. What do you think Eunice Mathu should do with parents once she retires? We'd love to hear from you, watching us right from home. Well, thank you so much for your time. From us here at KTN Home, we are very excited to have been privileged to have your company. Unfortunately, this has to come to an end. And well, till next time, keep it her standards, take care of yourself, and be responsible. Bye for now. My name is Queen Tambori. See you next time.
Woman of the Week is Orierogo Manduli. Manduli is a woman of many firsts. For starters, she was crowned Miss Kenya at an early age of 16 years and was the first woman to head the Kenyan Non-Governmental Organization Council. Majority of Kenyans recognize Orierogo Manduli from her flamboyant sense of style, as she is famous for showcasing African attire with matching massive headgear, not forgetting bold makeup and statement accessories. But Manduli's most recognizable feat is the fact that she is the first Black African woman to compete in the World Circuit East African Safari Rally in 1974 and 1975. She was inspired to compete in the rally to prove to the world that Kenyan women could excel in car racing. Manduli was born in Maseno to Gordon Rogo, who was a headmaster, and Zeruya Adhiambo, who taught at Kisumu Technical College. She went to Nia Girls High School, Butere Girls, and Machakos Girls, popularly known as Masaku, California. Thanks to Manduli's trailblazing move, this year's World Rally Championship is graced by Maxine Wahome, the only female driver in the competition. Maxine, daughter of retired rally driver Jimmy Wahome, is competing in the rally for the very first time and has teamed up with seasoned navigator Chantel Young to tackle the dusty route of Naivasha and Nakuru. Well, it's game on, and may the best driver win.